do that.
Hi, Bill Thomas.
Hello, Denise. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see you.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll call the pre-meeting work session to order. If we could have a roll call, please.
All right, I have Chair Kurth,
Here.
Vice Chair Harriman,
Here.
Commissioner Marsh,
Here.
Commissioner Wells,
Here.
and Commissioner Cook Askins.
Present.
All right.
Okay, so we just have a few agenda items for tonight. One of them is being asked to be continued, but this is the time if the commission had any needed any clarifications or questions, updates on the actual staff report itself. This would be the time. So we'll start with agenda item number 1. Does anybody have any questions on number 1? Okay, looks like nothing. Then number 2 is the tentative map on Bear Valley Road. Anybody have questions on the agenda number 2 staff report?
Isn't that one we talked about once before? Is it?
This one's new. It was just proposed, and
Oh,
it separates the approved Avid Hotel from the parcel.
Oh.
Proposed parcel to
okay. That's what I recall is the hotel part of it. Okay.
And then, okay, number 3 is a small parcel map on the shopping center off of Palmdale and 395. That one, they're looking like they're going to be asking for a continuance to the next meeting. But is anybody have any questions on that item? Okay, well, that was quick and easy. I'll go ahead and I'll formally adjourn this workshop then to the regular meeting at 5 o'clock, which would be about 10 minutes from now.
I think I'll mute and listen to the TV.
Gabby, can you hear me? All right. I don't know if she can hear me.
If you hear us talking, we're just trying to test the interpretation function for our next workshop. So that's what we're trying to sort out here, using this as a test run.
Hello.
Testing.
Okay, it looks like it is 5 o'clock now. I'd like to ask the staff, are we okay to get started here? I know you're doing some testing in the background there. Okay, well then I think we're ready to roll here. So I'd like to welcome everybody to the and call to the order the Planning Commission meeting, the City of Victorville for February 10th, 2021. Could I have roll call, please?
Oh. Sorry, Chair Kurth. I was still in the Spanish channel.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Do you need a little bit more time?
No, we got it all squared away. We will have translation services up and running for the next.
Okay, excellent.
Do you need me to do the roll call vote?
Yeah, roll call, please.
Chair Kurth,
Here.
Vice Chair Harriman,
Here.
Commissioner Marsh,
Oh, you need to turn on your microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry, here.
thanks, Paul. Commissioner Wells, and Commissioner Cook Askins.
Present.
All right.
Thank you. Next, we please rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance that will be led to us by Commissioner Wells.
Please stand to take in the invocation. Today, Lord, our Heavenly Father, we ask that you guide the Victorville Planning Commissioners and the staff through today's agenda, that we make effective and valuable decisions for the residents and the businesses of Victorville. I pray that we do this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
And now for the Pledge of Allegiance, if hand over your heart, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next up, we have a special presentation to recognize Planning Commissioner Paul Marsh's service to the City of Victorville. I think we'll first start from a video from our Mayor, Deborah Jones.
All right.
Paul, on behalf of the Victorville City Council, thank you for serving on our Planning Commission. In the past 4 years, you've shown a champion of Victorville. When we needed your help, you answered the call. You served as Vice Chair of our Planning Commission, participated in our Census Complete Count Committee, and volunteered your time to help local service organizations. It's clear you are focused on giving your very best to Victorville. I'm very happy to say that this isn't goodbye because you'll be joining our Homelessness Solutions Task Force. We're excited to see you bring your passion and skills to this new role. To show our gratitude, we are proud to present you with this sign made by our Public Works crew. We hope you will display it proudly and think of us often. Thank you, Paul.
Great, we thank the mayor for that presentation.
Thank you, Paul.
So at this time, if any of the commissioners would like to chime in on Paul's service, now so would be the time.
All right, I'll start off. I'd like to thank Paul for his service to the Planning Commission, but more than that, Paul is very passionate about our community. He ran for city council, and I hoped he would get elected, and that didn't happen. But rather than bow out, Paul has decided to stay active in the community, which I think is great. Our community needs a lot more people like Paul. And I've come to be a friend of Paul's, and I intend to in the future. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Bob.
I'll go next. Hey, Paul, you know, we go back a long way.
Mhm.
Back when we were with Reverend Sherman Mitchell, and remember those days? Right.
Yes,
Well, yeah, that's been what, 10, 12 years ago? So
yes.
anyway, yeah. So I want to say I have always admired you and your values, your views, and being on the planning commission with you has been a great experience as well. So, and I'm sure we will stay in touch. So best to you, and thanks for serving.
Thank you, Denise.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
I'd like to say something, even though I haven't served with Mr. Marsh with only one meeting, but I've known him for a number of years and known he's been very involved in the community. And I thank him for his service on the planning commission and wish him the best of luck in the future endeavors.
Thank you.
Okay. And Paul, it's been a pleasure sitting with you for the last 4 years. I didn't know you at all when you first came on the commission, but we got to go on a planning commission conference, which Paul and I both attended. And I got to know Paul more on a personal level, which was really amazing. What an amazing guy. I had no idea. And ever since then, it's been a real pleasure, you know, serving with you, getting to know you better. You've been a real good, solid, sound voice for this commission and for this city. And we're going to miss you, Paul, but congratulations on staying involved with the homeless task force. That's great. So thanks, Paul.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Rob.
Is there anyone else before we let Paul speak? Okay, I'm sure you'd like to say something, Paul. Go ahead.
Well, I would like thank everybody for the kind words. Thank you to Mayor Jones, to the rest of the commission for the accolades, and I really appreciate that. It's been a pleasure serving. I want to thank the city staff, the city council for allowing me this privilege. It's been a pleasure. It's been a learning experience. One thing that I can say is that having the ability to be on the inside shows you a lot. And with the planning commission that's in place still, the commissioners, the city staff, the city of Victorville is in good shape. You know, you believe in what you're doing, you work hard at what you're doing. And you believe in the city, and that's very important. And you believe in what's best for the city, and so you know, it's been a pleasure. I thank you, Commissioner, Chair Kurth, Rob. You did reach. You know, you were one of the first people to reach out to me to kind of to sit down with me and to go over, you know, what to expect and how to conduct myself, you know, amongst the commission. And I appreciate that. You've been a mentor, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the way the commission has gotten along. They've taken their work seriously, but we've interacted pleasantly, and I appreciate that. So, you know, I'm saying goodbye. As far as the commission, but I am going to stay in touch with everybody. I do believe in our city, and yes, there's still work that we can continue to do together. So I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Okay, thanks again, Paul. Best wishes. Okay, at this time we will be doing the swearing in of our new commissioner, Commissioner Thomas, and I believe will that be you, Development Director, Mr. Webb?
Yes, Chairman Kurth, I'd be honored to administer the oath for Mr. Thomas. He has been appointed for a 4-year term with the Planning Commission. So with that, Mr. Thomas, if you could unmute yourself and raise your right hand.
We need to unmute.
He's muted.
If you could go ahead and unmute yourself, it should be at the bottom.
Okay, I have
There
it.
you go.
Got it.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, great. So with that, if you could raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Billy W. Thomas, do solemnly swear
I, Billy W. Thomas, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations, Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you.
Chair Kurth?
Yes.
If it's okay with you, I would like to run the mayor's video again. I know it got a little bit low right there at the beginning, so
Yeah.
don't mind.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't know if it was just on my end. Yeah, let's replay that again, if you will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Paul, on behalf of the Victorville City Council, thank you for serving on our Planning Commission. In the past 4 years, you've shown that you are a true champion of Victorville. When we needed your help, you answered the call. You served as vice chair of our Planning Commission, participated in our Census Complete Count Committee, and volunteered your time to help local service organizations. It's clear you are focused on giving your very best to Victorville. I'm very happy to say that this isn't goodbye because you'll be joining our Homelessness Solutions Task Force. We're excited to see you bring your passion and skills to this new role. To show our gratitude, we are proud to present you with this sign made by our Public Works crew. We hope you will display it proudly and think of us often. Thank you, Paul.
Okay. And by the way, Paul, you know that sign's just a replica. You can't go put that up out on your street corner. It's going to cause. It's just decoration for your house. Okay.
I was gonna replace Gold Springs with that sign.
No, don't do that, please.
Okay.
All right. Next up, could we have roll call, please?
Of course. Chair Kurth,
Here.
Vice Chair Harriman,
Here.
Commissioner Wells,
Here.
Commissioner Thomas,
Here.
and Commissioner Cook Askins.
Present.
All right.
Okay. And next up, we have some meeting minutes that we need to approve from the January 13th, 2021 meeting, along with the updates that were sent out to us today and that were posted online.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the January 13th regular Planning Commission minutes along with the additional information submitted today.
I'll second that.
All right. I have a motion by Commissioner Wells, a second by Vice Chair Harriman to approve the minutes including the revised minutes that were sent out today. I'll take a roll call vote. Chair Kurth,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harriman,
Aye.
Commissioner Wells,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
and Commissioner Cook Askins.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, with that, we can move on to our public hearing items. We'll start out with agenda item number 1, staff report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Agenda item number 1 is a site plan and conditional use permit with an environmental exemption to allow for the development of a fueling station with an accessory car wash, convenience store, as well as accessory alcohol sales of beer and wine associated with the proposal, located on a C1 zoned property, which is neighborhood service. And it's located at the northwest corner of Bear Valley Road and Tamarisk Road here in the city of Victorville, which is the east side of town, just west of Victor Valley College. The proposal consists of an approximately 3,200 square foot convenience store, an approximately 4,700 square foot fueling canopy, as well as a accessory car wash that includes vacuum stations on site. The existing site was previously developed and partially demolished, and it last was occupied by a fuel dispensing facility in the past. At that location, there is a fueling station east of the location, which the driveway is proposed to align with to ease circulation concerns, as well as a shared driveway on Bear Valley Road with a neighboring property to the west, given the existing traffic signal at Bear Valley Road and Tamarisk Road. Fueling stations are listed as a conditional use in the C1 zone district. As proposed, no hours of operation, tenants, daily function have been proposed by the applicant. However, it's assumed that at a minimum 24-hour operation, the fuel dispensing facility is proposed, along with evening hours of operation of the convenience store. This is typical of other fueling stations in the city of Victorville and recent approvals by the Planning Commission. The actual site itself is unique in that there's a drainage course that runs along the west and north boundaries of the property. This has caused some design issues for the applicant, and as proposed, there's minor deviations to parking and landscaping. This is due to the fact that the site is limited in size and design opportunities. What those are is a 2-space parking deviation and 1 planter along the western property line that is less than 5 feet in width. Staff does not object to these deviations, though given the site constraints and appropriate conditions of, findings have been included in the resolution should the Planning Commission find these deviations acceptable. The building design is oriented towards Bear Valley Road. It complies with the commercial design guidelines. It includes varying wall planes, stucco, and materials such as perforated metal, aluminum metal panels, and corrugated metal that provides a enhanced design theme that, again, coordinates with the commercial design guidelines. Additionally, as noted, the conditional use permit would include a request for alcohol sales of beer and wine, which is allowed in the C1 zone district in conjunction with a fuel dispensing facility. The underlying location is not over concentrated in accordance with California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control requirements, meaning that the ABC allowances for the amount of alcohol licenses in that census tract have not been met. Based on this, a finding of public convenience or necessity will not be required for this proposal if approved by the Planning Commission.
Because it's for their,
There's also been a few conditions that the applicant has reached out to staff to discuss regarding access and street improvements. Staff has worked with the applicant on these items, and they are in agreement with them as written. Based on that, staff recommends that the Planning Commission conduct a public hearing, receive testimony regarding the proposed project, and take the following actions. Find the project categorically exempt under CEQA section 15332, entitled Infill Development Projects. Adopt resolution number P-21-005, approving the fueling station conditional use permit portion of case number PLAN 20-00020, subject to the attached conditions of approval. Adopt resolution number P-21-006, approving the site plan portion of case number PLAN 20-00020, subject to the attached conditions of approval. And finally, adopt resolution number P-21-007, approving the alcohol sales component of conditional use permit portion, conditional use permit case number PLAN 20-00020.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Haragi. Does the commission have any questions at this time for this staff report?
Yeah, I do. Is the drainage, is that a county drainage area, or is it city?
Vice Chair Herman, I can answer that. It's actually a city drainage easement that goes through there.
Okay. And are there any future plans to maybe riprap or anything to control the drainage, since it's just dirt, right? There's no concrete infrastructure to it, is there?
Correct. Right now, it's not improved. The long-term plan is to improve it. It'll probably be driven by other developments in the area, though, when that happens.
Okay. I guess that's all I have. While reading in this, there just might be some verbiage that is missing on the trash enclosure. Is calling for a solid roof and solid metal gates and space for the trash bins. That will be a fully enclosed trash enclosure. I'm Brian, I don't think that question's for you.
Yes, that is correct. Per condition, if it's not, I will verify that now, that the condition is written accordingly.
Yeah.
By our current standards. It is listed to meet the municipal code standards, which the planning commission recently approved to update those standards. So staff would ensure that it met the current standards of the development code, which would include fully enclosed and
okay, great.
At a minimum would be the wrought iron as previously approved. The new design guidelines that the planning commission has approved that's being presented to the city council on the 16th would allow staff to work with the applicant as well to upgrade the design.
Okay, and then I had one other question. It's calling for decorative colored concrete at the driveway approaches, entering and exiting the building. And it's also calling for decorative concrete stamped in the ADA path of travel. I don't think that flies, you guys. The CASP reports call out 1/4-inch deviations, and if that concrete is stamped, I don't think that surface will, it could very well not pass a CASP report. So I think in general, the colored concrete is great. I don't think it should have to be stamped. I just think that's taken, as a concrete contractor, I can tell you when stamping concrete, it will leave some gaps and some high and lows. So I just to clarify that. And that's all I have.
Okay, are there any other questions from the commission for staff?
I want to ask just a general question, just to make sure I'm clear. The entrance and exits onto the property location, is it off of two of them, one on Tamarisk and the other one on Bear Valley?
That is correct.
Okay, the one on Bear Valley, are people coming out of there being able to make a left because of the traffic coming from the east, trying to go east? I'm just wondering if that's a safety concern.
Yeah, since it's a super arterial along Bear Valley Road, this particular drive access would not have a full access. So it would be restricted to right in, right out.
Okay, and then somebody just put in chat that a medium is proposed. So that's gonna make it easier for traffic flow. Somebody just put that in the chat.
Yes, that's one
I
of
was just
our
looking at the safety.
engineers.
Huh?
That's one of our staff engineers, Mr. Benola.
Okay,
Yeah, he works in the development department.
okay, so a medium is proposed for that part of the street. Okay, well then that'll satisfy my safety concerns of travelers. Thank you.
Any other questions? None? I just had one real quick one, Mr. Harigi. I noticed in the sign package, they had multiple different brands within the sign pack. Is that, I'm assuming, to give them flexibility if they switch brands or change at the last minute or something like that?
Correct. The applicant on previous sites has let us know that that's to give them, exactly like you noted, flexibility with their final tenant. Although the architecture of the canopy itself is required to comply with and coordinate with the architecture and design of the primary structure, which in this case and historically around the city means supports that would include building materials and colors that match the building. So there will still be tie-in regardless of who the final tenant is or the fueling partner is.
Right, okay. Okay, with that, I'll go ahead and I'll open up the public hearing on agenda item number 1. If the applicant or representative, are they here to speak to us tonight? Do we know?
I'm not showing anyone raising their hand, and I didn't have anyone reach out to me via email.
Okay, great. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak to us tonight on agenda item number 1?
As a reminder, if you would like to speak on this item, please use the raise your hand function. If you're on a desktop, that's at the bottom of your screen. If you're on an iPad or a cellular device, it's going to be near your ellipsis there. There should be 3 little dots, and that's how you can get to the raise your hand function. And it's the number 9 if you're on a phone. Chair Kurth, I don't have anyone raising their hand, and I did not receive any comments via email.
Okay, thank you. So I'll go ahead and I will close the public hearing on agenda item number 1, and I will bring it back to the commission for a decision.
I'll make a I'm sorry, a motion that
Chair Kurth,
I'm sorry?
I now have someone raising their hand.
Oh, we did. Okay, I will.
okay.
Thanks. I'll open up the public hearing once again.
Okay. So, Craig?
I'm sorry about that. This is Craig Blume. I'm one of the architects working on this project, and just like to offer opportunity to answer any other questions. Give thanks to the planning staff and the commission who have been very helpful with this. Sorry, I couldn't figure out where the raise the hand button was.
No problem. Welcome, Mr. Blume. Does the commission have any questions for this applicant directly?
I do. How you doing, Mr. Blume? I forgot to ask earlier, is any part of the existing wall going to be demolished or need to be demolished? And if so, is there any plan to give that ugly wall that's been sitting there for quite some time some decorative touch to it? We lose him?
I'm sorry, I lost sound all of a sudden. I can't hear if there's a question that's been asked.
Can you hear me now?
Mr. Blume, can you hear us? Okay, I think we've lost audio. Mr. Blume, are you able to hear us? Hello?
I am now. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. It sounds like there's a little audio trouble. Vice Chair Harriman did have one question. Could you, can you still hear us, Mr. Blume?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Mr. Harriman, you want to shoot that again?
Yeah. Mr. Blume, the existing wall at the site has been there for 15 or more years, and it's pretty ugly. is it any part of it going to be demolished to build out the project? Or are there any plans to do any work to the wall to make it more decorative in some way, shape, or form?
My understanding, according to the civil plans and the grading plans that I'm referring to right now, it's labeled as a proposed 2.5 foot to 3 foot wall. My understanding is that it's going to be removed and replaced in its entirety. I could confirm that, but I doubt that we would leave that as an eyesore as is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Blume. I'll go ahead and I'll close the public hearing once
Chair
again.
Kurth,
Yep.
we have another person that raised their hand. I have a
Okay. All right, sorry about that. We will reopen the public hearing.
Tanya Wooldridge. Tanya, you have the floor to speak on this item.
Hi, Tanya, are you here? Can you hear us?
Tanya, are you? It looks like you're unmuted. Are you?
I just saw a message that said, sorry, I will lower my hand. I don't know what that means from Tanya.
Oh, she might have accidentally raised her hand.
Yeah, okay, that's what it sounds like.
Okay.
All right, so if there's no one else that we're seeing, I will close the public hearing and bring it back to the commission once again for a determination and for a motion.
I'll move
I'll
that
make a motion.
Go ahead, Denise.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we accept the recommendations of staff on this site plan under agenda number 1.
And I'll second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Wells with a second by Vice Chair Harriman to recommend case PLAN 20-0020 for approval as conditioned. I'll take a roll call vote. Chair Kurth,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harriman,
Aye.
Commissioner Wells,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
and Commissioner Cook Askins.
Aye.
All right. Motion carried.
Okay, that project has been approved, and best of luck and good wishes, and welcome to Victorville to the developers. Moving on to agenda item number 2, staff report, please.
Hi, Chairman, Commissioners and new commissioners. Agenda item number 2, Plan 2102 is a tentative parcel map to allow for the creation of 2 parcels from one undeveloped parcel with an approved Avid Hotel. It is located north of Bear Valley Road and east of Mariposa Road, just behind an existing Starbucks drive-through restaurant. This parcel map would allow for the independent development of proposed parcel 1. That's the parcel on the west side. And the future development would come back to the commission or to the commission once proposed. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission conduct a public hearing, receive testimony regarding the proposed project, and take the following actions. Find the project categorically exempt under section 15315 of the California Environmental Quality Act, entitled minor land divisions, and adopt Planning Commission resolution number P21008, approving case number Plan 21-00002. The staff is available for any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for staff from the commission?
I have a question. Hey, is there any projected the owner that I would imagine the people that own are going to build the hotel will own that lot? And if they are, what do they have any plans or any idea of what's going to be built there?
There is not at this point, Commissioner Harriman.
Okay.
None whatsoever has been, passed on to staff, at least.
Okay, and I'm sure in the future there will be, is the entrance and exits in that area. That was kind of a tight situation when we approved the hotel. Is it going to be able to handle all that?
Yes. I don't know if Mr. Gangler wants to speak to that, but we sorted that out. It took us a few months when the hotel and the car wash and the multi-tenant use building came in, but that's all sorted out. And, they have easements running east and west, and then they have the front driveways.
Okay, great. That's all I have.
And it's still all streamlined through the church parcel out to Cottonwood still?
Yes, an easement from the hotel property through the church property as well.
And that would include that new parcel, then through the hotel parcel, and then through the church parcel,
You
right?
got it. And then
Yeah, okay.
West to Mariposa as well.
Yeah, okay.
Tricky
Thanks.
one.
All right, then are there any other questions from the commission? Okay, I'll open up the public hearing on agenda item number 2. Do we have applicant or representative here to speak to us?
If you're here to speak on this item, please use the raise your hand function. So like I mentioned before, if you're on a desktop, it's going to be at the bottom of your toolbar, or you want to look for 3 little dots, depending if you're on an iPad. If you're on a phone, you will dial the number 9. Chair Kurth, I'm not showing anyone raising their hand, and I did not receive any public comment on this item via email.
Okay, thanks. Then I'll go ahead and close the public hearing on agenda item number 2 and bring it back to the commission.
I'll make the motion that we accept the staff's recommendation to accept this tentative parcel map under agenda item number 2 as that has been presented.
I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Wells with a second by Vice Chair Harriman to recommend case PLAN 21-0002 for approval as conditioned. I'll take a roll call vote. Chair Kurth,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harriman,
Aye.
Commissioner Wells,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Cook Askins.
Aye.
All right, motion carried.
Thank you. All right, then moving on to item number 3. This item is being requested to be continued to the next meeting. Nonetheless, is there anything a staff needs to make us aware of on this item at all?
No, Chairman, just that it's the same issue as before. They're working through Caltrans and so forth to make sure the right-of-ways at the correct locations before the city will consider it.
And knowing that it's with Caltrans, in reality, are we going to expect more continuances because we know the process with the state?
Quite possibly. But we'd like to keep it to March if that's
Yeah, I hope there's not too many delays, but hey, it is what it is. So I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing in case there is, I'll reopen the public hearing in case there's anyone here that would like to speak to us from the public.
As a reminder, if you want to speak on this item, please use the raise your hand function. Chair Kurth, I'm not showing anyone's raising their hand to speak on this item, and I did not receive any emails.
Okay, thank you. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'll leave the public hearing open, and I'll make a motion to continue this item to the March 10th, 2021 Planning Commission meeting.
I second.
I have a motion by Chair Kurth with a second by Commissioner Wells to continue case PLAN 20-0022 to the March 10th, 2021 meeting. I'll take a roll call vote. Chair Kurth,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harriman,
Aye.
Commissioner Wells,
Aye.
Commissioner Cook Askins,
Aye.
and Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, at this time, it's public comments. which is the time that the Planning Commission makes for the public to ask questions or to, to approach the commission with comments that are within this commission's subject matter jurisdiction as according to the Brown Act. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to us on general public comment?
As a reminder, just use the raise your hand function if you would like to speak on it during public comment. Chair Kurth, I'm not showing anyone raising their hand, and I didn't receive any emails for general public comment.
Very good. At this time, before we wrap up the meeting, we usually will allow commissioners and staff time for any presentations or items that they feel they would like to make us aware. And we'll start with Commissioner Wells. Do you have anything?
Yes, I do. I want to give a short message to my fellow planning commissioners that, as you know, I've served with you 2 years, Rob and Bob, and the other 2 commissioners that just recently left us, Larry and Paul. But due to family matters, I will be moving out of the area very soon. Which means that I will have to not be able to continue on the Planning Commission. So I won't be able to, serve the city of Victorville. So as of our next meeting, I will be at that time saying my final goodbyes and, wishing the four of you and my replacement the best. So. With a heavy heart, that's something I have to personally do. So that's my message for today.
Well, thanks for letting us know, Denise. I hope things are all right. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta go where you gotta go. But nonetheless, I can speak for this whole commission that you'll be missed. I'm surprised to hear that. I'm sorry for the commission. But you did say that you'll be joining us next meeting.
Yes, I will. I'll be here through the end of the March 24th meeting. I'll be at the March 24th meeting, which will be my last meeting.
Okay. Well,
not March. No. February. Because I'm moving out of the area at the end of February.
So that would be the next workshop meeting then, right?
Yes, the workshop meeting. Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting us know, Denise.
Chair Kirk,
okay.
I received a comment through the chat. Mr. Joe Samuel, he wasn't able to find the raise your hand function, but he wanted to comment on agenda item number 2.
I'd like to ask staff, is that appropriate is it okay for me to allow number 2 since that's been closed and dealt with?
It has already been closed and dealt with. Action has been taken. But if you like, maybe he can provide comment and public comment, and we can see if we can address any of his issues just to understand.
All right, let's do that. Mr. Samuel, if you're there,
yeah, I'm here.
Please go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and reopen up the general public comments because we've already
I know,
made
but
a determination on number 2. So please go ahead and address us with your comments at this time.
At the end of the comments, there was a easement towards Mariposa, and would like to know that parcel is right behind Mariposa, Monarch Plaza over there. So how that easement would affect this hotel, where they would go to Mariposa?
This is staff. The easement wouldn't go through Monarch Plaza. The easements would only run east-west and then south onto Bear Valley Road. They wouldn't go north whatsoever. So there wouldn't be access from Monarch Plaza into the hotel property or parcel 1.
I think Mr. Harrington says something, the easement towards Mariposa, and that's what it stopped me from That's why I was asking the question.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. It would run east to through the church property.
I'm okay with it. Thank you very much, and that's what I wanted to know.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Samuel.
Thank
And
you.
then I'll
Thanks.
close the public comment now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then Commissioner Cook Askins, do you have any comments to share?
I have no comments this evening.
Thank you. Commissioner Thomas, anything?
Just, I'm proud to be among you, and this is my first meeting. Denise, I hate to see you go. We've known each other for a long time, but I wish you well. And thank all of the rest of you for your patience, and I'll look forward to working with you.
You're welcome. And we gave you a break, the new people, this meeting. Next meeting, there'll be motions, seconds. Don't worry, you'll be comfortable. You'll be jumping right in before you know it, and we'll be a solid team. That's for sure. Vice Chairman Harriman, anything?
No, I'm good. And Denise, same for me. Sad to see you go. I hope everything works out for you in your future endeavors, and I hope family is fine.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I appreciate the comments from everyone.
And are there any wrap-up comments from staff members?
Yes, Chairman Kurth, I just want to wish the new commissioners congratulations. Looking forward to working with you. Also want to wish Paul Marsh congratulations on his new role. Commissioner Wells, we're wishing you well, and we hope that you pop in and give us some comments to keep us on our toes. So all the best to you. I also wanted to mention that we do have our next public workshop on the 24th. So we're hoping to get a good turnout. This will be our first workshop on the land use element for the general plan. And the League of California Cities just released the dates for the annual Planning Commissioners Academy. So we'll be reaching out to each of the commissioners to offer that training to them. It's scheduled for March 25th through April 1st. It's going to be held virtually this year, but again, it's useful information for your position as a commissioner. So we'll be reaching out to you to see if you're interested in taking part in that. And that's all I had today.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Then with that, I'll adjourn this meeting until we meet again on the next workshop meeting this month. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a good evening.
Good night.
Have a good evening.